room will come to order. We're now holding a meeting of the McClusky FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The Reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people, in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to Puerto Rico, and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The Treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The Advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of the new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 6 members and 1 advisor present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and to develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting of the McClusky FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may be properly presented. Madam Secretary, what is the first item of business?
The U.S. National Pumpkin Chunking Contest.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes Vice President.
I move that our chapter builds a catapult for the U.S. National Pumpkin Chunking Contest.
I second the motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded that our chapter build a catapult for the U.S. National Pumpkin Chunking Contest. Is there any discussion?
Madam President.
State your question.
Can you turn up the microphone? I can't hear you.
Sure can.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes Vice President.
I believe this is a great idea. Seeing as if we participate in this, it'll be a great way for our chapter to get together and come closer with each other by building this, and it would be a great experience for us to participate in this. So I encourage everyone to vote yes.
Madam President.
Chair recognizes reporter.
I am opposed to this motion, seeing as the McClusky FFA chapter will be taking a trip down to National Convention this fall. I think that building a catapult for the U.S. National Pumpkin Chunking Contest would not be in our favor, seeing as when we get home from National Convention, I just feel that we would not have enough time to build a catapult in time for Halloween, so I encourage everyone to vote no on this motion.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes Treasurer.
I'm in favor of this motion. I think this is something that we've never done in the past. It'd be something that would be cool for the whole chapter to get together and learn to work with each other with the new officers. So I encourage everyone to vote yes on this motion.
Madam President.
Chair recognizes Sentinel.
I also think this is a great idea. Seeing that we can get the chapter together and the community, we could also get people to interact with each other. So I encourage everybody to vote yes on this motion.
Madam President.
Chair recognizes
I
Secretary.
agree with my previous speaker, seeing as this is a great idea for us to do this with having nationals. It is just another thing for us to do that will benefit our McClusky FFA chapter. So I encourage everyone to vote yes.
Is there any discussion? Discussion.
I don't think this is a great idea. I think that we
Can I ask you
should.
a point of order?
State your point.
Our treasurer was talking without addressing the chair.
Point well taken. Mr. Treasurer, could you please take your seat? Is there any discussion? Discussion.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes treasurer.
I move to postpone this item of business to our next regular meeting.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we postpone this item of business to our next regular meeting. Is there any discussion?
Madam President,
Chair recognizes treasurer.
I believe this is a great idea. If we're gonna do this as our chapter, I think we should get everyone's input on this item of business, because everyone will be able to have an opportunity to help us. So I encourage everyone to vote yes on the motion.
Madam President.
Chair recognizes vice president.
I agree with our treasurer. By postponing this to our next regular meeting, we will be able to talk with everyone else in our chapter and see if they will have the time to get together and build this catapult, and then we'll have a better idea if it's a good idea. So I encourage everyone to vote yes.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes secretary.
I agree with our previous speakers. By postponing this item of business, it will give us some more time to talk about this and get other people's input to see if they want to do this. So I encourage everyone to vote yes.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes reporter.
I also agree with our secretary. Seeing as not only our officer team will be working on this catapult, I think that by postponing it to our next regular meeting, we will be able to get more thoughts and opinions on this item of business. So I encourage everyone to vote yes on the motion to postpone this item of business definitely.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes sentinel.
I also agree on this. I think that we will be able to think about this more and everybody will get their input in. So I encourage everybody to vote yes.
Is there any discussion? Discussion. Seeing none, we're about to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion passes. Madam Secretary, what is the next item of business?
Providing refreshments for election day.
I call for the orders of the day.
The orders of the day have been called for. I failed to call upon our reporter for the reporter's report.
I have contacted local newspapers to advertise for this event.
Thank you.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes reporter.
I move that the McClusky FFA chapter serves refreshments for all election officials at the local voting precincts on election day.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that our chapter gives refreshments for election officials on election day. Is there any discussion?
Madam President.
Chair recognizes reporter.
I think this is a very good idea. Seeing as the McClusky FFA chapter will be able to serve refreshments on election day, I think that by doing this, the chapter would be able to reach out to the community and will also get a good reputation for helping others. So I encourage everyone to vote yes on this motion.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes sentinel.
I move to amend by adding the words and sandwiches after refreshments.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to amend the main motion by adding the words "and sandwiches after refreshments." Is there any discussion?
Madam President,
Chair recognizes vice president.
I believe this is a great idea, seeing as the election officials are putting in a very long day. By giving them refreshments and sandwiches, they'll be able to go longer by getting the energy they need. So I encourage everyone to vote yes.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes secretary.
I also agree with the Vice President. It will be a long day for them, and this will be a great way to keep them with their energy, and therefore, we can show them a way of gratitude by doing this for them. So I encourage everyone to vote yes.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes treasurer.
I'm opposed to this idea. I feel since we are attending nationals this year, I think refreshments are gonna be enough and we need to save that money for our trip to nationals. So I think that by giving them just water or lemonade, that would be enough for our part. So I encourage everyone to vote no on this motion.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes
I
sentinel.
disagree with the previous speaker. I don't think it will cost that much to add just sandwiches in there, because I honestly think that people are gonna get hungry over the long day, so I encourage everybody to vote yes.
Is there any discussion? Discussion. Seeing none, we're about to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no.
No.
Motion fails. Is there any discussion on the main motion stating that our chapter provide refreshments for the election officials on election day?
Madam President,
Chair recognizes treasurer.
I believe this is a great idea. These people that are coming to help us out are taking time out of their days where they could be doing something different. So I feel like this is the least we can do to say thanks from our chapter. So I encourage everyone to vote yes on this motion.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes sentinel.
I also agree with the previous speaker. People take a lot of time out of their day to do this, and they could be doing other stuff. I think that I would want to also be recognized for taking time out of my day, so I urge everybody to vote yes.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes secretary.
I agree with the previous speakers. It does not take much to provide water and lemonade for these people, seeing as there are many of us and we will be able to do this. My encourage everyone to vote yes.
Madam President,
Chair recognizes Vice President.
I agree with our previous speakers. Seeing as they are putting in long days and they're going to be there all day and they won't have time to go get something to eat or drink throughout the day, I think by having us do this, they won't have to worry about them being thirsty. So I encourage everyone to vote yes.
Is there any discussion?
Madam President,
Chair recognizes Vice President.
I move that we lay this item of business on the table, seeing as we have a guest speaker that needs to leave in 30 minutes.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we lay this item of business on the table, seeing as we have a guest speaker waiting to speak. All those in favor, please rise. Please be seated. All opposed, please rise. Please be seated. There are 2/3 in the affirmative, and the motion is laid on the table.
Madam President. Sorry.
Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should now come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the McClusky FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,